about Susana is that not only is she not a follower, she is a leader, but she leads with integrity. Everything she does because it is the right thing to do. And
Yes.
And we don't get a lot of politicians that run their offices and work that way. So I think she is a very special woman. And so I have a great honor of introducing Susana here. And I'm excited to see what she has to say.
Yay!
All right, let's hear it for Corina. Wow, this is an awesome turnout. I'm so thankful and appreciative to all of you. Corina, thank you for your kind words and for being my champion, as well to my first three initial trifecta powerhouses, which of course, Corina, Amalia, my dear friend for many years, and Linda. You guys are amazing. You gals are amazing.
Thank you.
And of course, let me just start first before, I don't ever want to forget, the most important person in my life in this room is my husband, David.
Woo!
He's so It's like the tequila coming out. But no, I was going to say thank you to all of you who are joining us tonight. I want to take a moment to, first of all, say Happy Hispanic Heritage Month. There really is I don't think any restaurant in this entire city that screams more Mexican pride, Hispanic, vibe everywhere you go, the beauty, the cultural feel that we get when you walk into those. And I, as you know, am a proud American. I'm also the proud daughter of Mexican immigrants. And I think that in the perilous times that we're living in right now more than ever, it's important to say that both of those facts are not mutually exclusive. Both things can be true, being a proud American and being the proud daughter of Mexican immigrants. Because now, during this month of Hispanic Heritage and the timing of it and everything that we're living through day to day, it's weird and it just feels so wrong, what we're going through right now. The community that we love and represent, the people who were like our fathers in many cases, or our mothers who came to this country looking for a better life and are doing that every day. Like the way that many of them are being treated. People who are not violent criminals. Because let me just be on the record saying that if you are a violent criminal, then you shouldn't be here. But if you are a hardworking immigrant who looks at America as the beacon of hope and opportunity, why would we as Americans, privileged with having been born here, ever look at anyone, whether they're Hispanic or they're from any country in the world, why would we look at anyone who's from someplace else, who dreams of America as a place that they want to be and live and pursue opportunity and the dream, the American dream? Why would we hate them for that? Why would we hate? We should wear as Americans that desire on our hearts and on our sleeves as a point of pride. So really, I sometimes feel like we're living in the upside down. I love Chicago so much in our state of Illinois because we are probably the most diverse state in the country. I mean, California clearly is bigger than us and has a lot going on too, but for the amount of space that we have as a state per capita relative to like a California, for example, I mean, every language is spoken in this city. Every food cuisine that you can imagine is available in this city. People look completely different, and that's a great thing. And I think that especially now, more than ever, how we look and how we sound, those differences should be celebrated, not targeted. That's just Well, I would say that anyone who wants to come to America and make it a better place, get to work, these are folks who have not asked the government for a thing. They've been working hard, paying taxes. When they go to the grocery store and buy their food, nobody asks them for a green card. I've never seen it happen. They ask them for green cash. So, that's their own kind of paperwork they're interested in, and they're paying their taxes. And they're not getting the same in return as an American citizen. Those are the facts. Now, we can try to pretend otherwise, but that's not the truth. So the truth is there's a vast majority of immigrants who come here looking for a better opportunity, who literally risk their lives crossing the border. And let me also say another truth. For all these ignorant people out there who think that the reason why we have so many undocumented immigrants is because, well, they just didn't show up to immigration and take care of their paperwork, it shows a level of misinformation and, frankly, ignorance. Now, I can forgive somebody for being ignorant of the facts and the impossible process that exists for some people who there is no legal path for them to come here. There is no legal path. For some, there is. For many others, there is not. Do you really think that if you couldn't just go to the immigration office and say, hi, I'm here undocumented, I'd like to fill out my paperwork and become a U.S. citizen, that everybody wouldn't do that? Of course they would. So if you are ignorant of that fact, then be open to being educated about what the truth is. But I have zero patience for people who choose to remain ignorant. And then Scott hates about that. So on that note, we are here at Moe's Cantina. And I want to thank everybody who came out tonight. Because some of you may be aware and some of you may not, that there has been an effort to get me to cancel my event at this particular restaurant tonight. There's been an effort to cancel Sam Sanchez and his family. They've received threats, they've received disrespect, he in particular, because he committed the cardinal sin of voting for Donald Trump. Now, many of us in this room, and I don't know everybody's politics, I mean, I hope you're Democrats, but maybe you're not. That's okay. I'm a Democrat. I clearly did not vote or support Donald Trump. But I'm an American who has a right to vote, and I respect Sam Sanchez's freedom to vote however the hell he wants to. Everyone is entitled to be wrong. I still love you. And but here's what I'm going to say, all kidding aside about Sam. The fact that anybody would say that we should cancel this event, that we should boycott Sam Sanchez, that we should cancel his business, which has provided thousands of jobs to immigrants, which have allowed them to feed their families, send their kids to school, have a shot at the American dream. It's disgusting and it's shameful to me. Yes. I have known this man for over 20 years, almost 25. That's how long I've been in public service. And when I was a state representative, fighting for undocumented kids to have a chance at in-state tuition, those kids went on to become dreamers later, right? But you know who was at the front line of that fight in the legislature? Sam Sanchez was. And then, when we were trying to get unlicensed immigrants to be able to become safe and actually have to purchase insurance to have a license behind the wheel, do it the right way. Who was at the forefront of that fight? It was Sam Sanchez, that's right. And then the Dreamers were a thing that many people didn't want to see. Who was leading that fight besides Senator Durbin? It was right there with Sam Sanchez. Our Dreamers. Thank Sam Sanchez for that. And then, who was the loudest voice, I would say? Because at every rally, at every press conference that I've ever been to, seeking immigration reform, a path to legal residency for our immigrants, who our party has been promising for over 40 years, but hasn't delivered on. And I say that should have by now.
Yes.
Who was at the forefront of that fight? It's been Sam Sanchez. This one man has done more to help immigrants than most people I know put together. So shame on you if you're going to think that you can shame Sam Sanchez and make him feel like anything other than a stalwart champion for the immigrant community. So I hope everybody right now hears me loud and clear. Let's cheer on this man and thank him for his leadership of immigrants. So my request to all of you is, first of all, thank you for your support. It means the world to me. But right now, I'm going to ask you more so to, when you leave this room and you hear people on the social media channels, in the TV, maybe there's a story about this, who knows, in the newspapers, help be an advocate for the truth. And as you push back on any narrative that he's anti-immigrant, because we have no bigger champion. And yes, he voted for Trump. That sucks, Sam. Let's remember, folks, let's put this in perspective. Illinois clobbered Donald Trump. Okay, he did not win here. It wasn't even close.
Right.
And I would say, as a Democrat, that instead of trying to cancel him and vilify him, who has been there from day one and continues to be, because let me remind everybody, this didn't stop all of a sudden when Trump got elected. He's been out there denouncing the brutal tactics against innocent, like good, hardworking immigrants. He has said the bad ones should go. I think everyone should agree that people who are convicted of rape or murder should go. Undocumented immigrants don't want them coming back into their communities. Let's be honest. We need to speak the truth. But for all those hardworking immigrants for making our country better, Sam continues to be their champion. He continues to spend thousands of dollars of his own money, as he has over decades, to fight the fight in Washington. He's leading the charge on a bipartisan initiative that would allow people who lived here before 2020 to have a legal path to work permits, to not be deported. He's leading that charge in Washington, while other people, frankly, are lazy, because anybody can spout hate and anybody can beat up. I'd like to know, what have they done to actually move the needle on immigration reform? Mm-hmm. Not much. It's easy to complain. It's easy to point the finger at others. But when you've done what he's done for our community, then you earn the right to speak or critique. So anyway, long story short, when you leave here and you hear some person say something bad about him, please check him. With your words. They're the most powerful tool we have in our arsenal. Our words and the truth. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me serve as your controller. As you all know, I've announced I will not be running for re-election. But stay tuned.